All right, guys, amid the pandemic, a case of the sniffles or hay fever is the last thing we want to stress over, right? I've been struggling. I know so many of you have been too. There are a lot of big offenders out there right now that we're dealing with. We've got the tree pollens, the grass pollens, the ragweed. All of them are blowing through our area constantly. You can hear me. I sound a little congested this morning myself. So if you are struggling and you've got the seasonal stuffy nose blues, we have just the thing for you this morning. We want to help you out. So we have pharmacist Justin Ceravolo. He's from SWFL Pharmacy, and he's joining us now to talk about this issue so many of us are dealing with. Good morning, Justin. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm awesome. So many of our friends and family here in Southwest Florida, they're suffering right now. So what can we do to kind of minimize this or reduce our exposure?
Well, it's all about prevention at this point. You know, if you have allergies, when the spring and fall comes, all that pollen in the air really starts irritating us. We get sniffly, runny nose, itchy eyes, sinus pressure. So there's things that we need to start doing when that starts happening to reduce our exposure to the pollen. So that's going to be limiting exposure outside whenever pollen counts are high, and you can go on the news or a weather station and see when those pollen counts are really up. And you want to start to limit those outside activities if you need to. So for instance, if you dry any clothes outside, try not to do that. Once you come inside, to really take off anything that you can and not bring it into the house. So it's really going to be about limiting what you bring into your home. It's almost like a social distancing for pollen coming into our household.
Yeah, you know, we always hear about preventing the spread of COVID or the flu, but you kind of need to prevent the spread of pollen if you suffer from allergies, right?
You do. And when you know if you have allergies, but even allergies can come from anything. It's really just a foreign invader that comes in and causes our immune system to say, hey, I don't like this, and I'm trying to expel it. So you can actually take medications to prevent it from having that kind of response. A lot of medications you can take over the counter are really going to prevent that allergic response that your body is making you go through.
Right, and you can talk to your doctor about what you might want to take there. But I do have a question that I get a lot when people have the runny nose or, you know, the sniffles. How can you tell the difference? Like, am I suffering from allergies, or do I need to go, you know, get a COVID test? How can you tell the difference? Is there a way?
The main thing with COVID or any other active infection is that you will get a fever. Allergies don't normally cause a fever. You might get more of a wet cough, so it sounds gurgly. Allergies usually don't cause a cough, but it might be a dry cough, which happens whenever we had a lot of nasal dripping coming into our throat, and then irritates, causes that dry cough. So fever and a wet cough, even colored mucus, is a sign that you would have an infection instead of allergies.
Okay, I know for me, it's the itchy eyes, because, you know, if you're sick, your eyes aren't itchy, but mine, I just want to scratch them out. Getting super personal this morning on Fox 4 Morning News. All right, Justin from SWFL Pharmacy, thanks so much for joining us. We hope you have a great day. Awesome information.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. How about you guys? Have you been plagued by the allergies? My two little love bugs over in the traffic and weather center?
You know, growing up in the Midwest, every spring and fall, I was horrible. When I moved to Florida, whatever is down here, I'm not allergic to.
Well, you're lucky.
That is a good thing.
I do really, really well down here. Or maybe it's just comparing it to the worst. How about you, Lauren?
As a kid, I always had bad allergies. I think it's just something I kind of grew out of. I mean, I consider myself lucky. I think people with contacts too, it like connects to their contacts, makes it way worse. So I'm looking okay. Sorry to rub it in.
Grass behind you?
Yeah, you know, I'm just reminding you, Amy, got to mow your lawn today. It's getting a little long. Well, here's why, Amy. Look, I got some bad news for you, though. For those of you who suffer from allergies, we're going to keep it there in the moderate category as we go through the mid to later parts of the week. Not as high as a couple of weeks ago, but one thing we do not have is rain to help wash this pollen away.